Well, hello everybody. This is Don with the vlog of many things, and with me are my compatriots -1, who's having currently technical issues.
Not it.
So with me is Mr. Eric Tenkar. I was going to say late great, but you're still alive.
Yeah, very much so.
And below me is Mr. Steven, aka I don't do social media Lake. So if you're trying to hunt him down, he's not available.
Well, I very much am available. I'm just picky about my social media.
Yeah, but we don't count Pornhub chat group.
Ooh.
Foogly, how you doing, my friend?
Foogly was at North Texas. It was good to see him again. There's Foogly. You got to add. You got more people to add to the coloring book. That's all I'm saying.
We are minus somebody, but he's rebooting, retrying, so we'll figure this out. Tom, we'll figure it out. We don't know. But Eric, you said you had a problem with your chat last night. Same thing.
Yeah, Gary was from North Texas, kept on dropping, and for him, it wound up being a reboot and changed the browser he was using.
Well, that's what's happening now, so we'll figure out that's the problem. So we're going to have a guest tonight, but due to technical issues on his end, he was unable to attend. So we might get him later on down the line. Just a few updates about the, you know what? I am sorry, folks. I got the wrong flippant design on the computer.
Oh, no.
It's not Wizard Tower Publishing. It's Vlog of Many Things. So people are probably going, what's going on? Elk of Antioch, how you doing, sir? So basically our guest for tonight, like I said, had some computer technical issues. He's getting it figured out. We're going to probably schedule him down the road. I might just do a podcast instead, might make it easier on him or whatnot. We'll figure it out. Monday, just to let you guys know, we are having Mark Akers, aka the Gangbusters Maestro himself, is going to be on the Vlog of Many Things. We're doing Mark on Monday because it was better. He wanted to get a chance to look at the game and kind of give input into it and everything.
Oh, very cool.
So that and Mark Hunt will be available there too. What else we got going? We're going to be this weekend is Central New York Con.
Yep, up in Utica.
Yep.
So I leave in the morning.
Yep.
So my usual live streams for Friday and Saturday are a roll of the dice. We will see if the live streams happen, but we'll be there until Monday morning.
Yep. Mrs. Samora, how are you?
She looks vaguely familiar.
I'm trying to be professional here. Although I did hear that Tina Samora is married to a real good-looking bald guy.
Not me.
Yes.
Not a problem, Elk Antioch. We'll get it figured out. Maybe instead of like a video thing, we'll do, because we're wanting to boot off of our podcast. Maybe we'll get you on podcast. How'd you like that? That'd be pretty cool, kind of fun to do. So that we are wanting also, ladies and gentlemen, to begin, Eric. We're going to be out of excuses now to start doing our live D&D game.
Yep.
So everyone will be able to see me as a DM for the first time. Even Eric and Tom don't know what kind of DM I am. I may suck. You never know.
No clue. No, and we hardly know what kind of a person Tom is as a vidcaster. If he doesn't join us, hurry up and reboot, you bastard.
Figure it out. So basically tonight we are going to wing it, but we got updates on the Magic the Gathering theft case, which happened at Gen Con a couple of years ago. Elk of Antioch says, yeah, I'm up for podcasting. Trust me, Elk of Antioch is a cool guy. He was at WizardCon. I had a chance to meet him. And by the way, just kind of an update for everybody, we are talking tonight about him becoming an editor of Wizard Tower Games. Right. And he also has a e-zine magazine that we're going to talk about on the podcast. All kinds of cool stuff. And then Death Angel says, hey, y'all. Tina S'more says, what's Steve drinking?
Root beer.
He's used to drinking orange soda. And how can we steal someone's magic? Okay, he is back. All right. Amen. See, technology rebooting works. Okay.
You know what? Easy solution for this. Switch to Linux. Problem solved.
No, Linux causes.
Yes. Switch to Linux. No more Windows problems.
So this is actually Steve actually keeps booting Tom, thinking it's funny.
Yeah, right.
Right. We'll get it figured out. All right. So let's do a little bit while things are getting figured out in Maine. So as for those of you who don't know, two individuals stole $300,000 worth of magic cards, allegedly. Well, no, it's not allegedly.
No, they pled guilty.
They're admitting it, so they're guilty of sin. So basically, what ended up happening was they went ahead and one has pled guilty and did a plea bargain. That is Thomas Dunbar. The other one is taking it to trial, which to me is kind of foolish because I bet you Dunbar, as part of his plea agreement, has to testify.
Yeah.
So what happens in Indianapolis when you steal $300,000 worth of product? This is what happens. You do a plea bargain and you have to do 40 hours of community service. He got 2 years of probation. He has to pay back $27,141. This is probably the investigative fees and costs and all that. He has to return any of the ill-gotten booty and gain that he took. And most egregiously, is he getting jail or prison time? What do you think, Steve? Is it jail or prison?
Probably prison.
Nope, neither.
Getting an ankle monitor.
Nope, he has to do something horribly worse than time in prison. He has to write an apology letter to Gen Con.
Oh,
AI. Got it covered. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Verl says he is missing updates, so it looks like Tom is going to be in chat today. We'll have to get it figured out. So update it will be. So basically, when you steal $300,000, you get probation, an apology letter, community service, and you have to pay investigative costs. So, by the way, if you ever want to rob a bank, no, that's federal. They go after you heavy on that.
Yeah, no. And by the way, this sounds like New York. I swear to God, it really does sound like New York these days. It's like, what's a few felonies amongst friends?
Well, at least it ain't like Los Angeles, where I guess over the weekend, this week, they today have video of, I guess there was a U.S. senator that was in the protest, and I guess ICE slammed him on the ground, handcuffed him, and hauled his ass off to jail. A senator.
yay!
Steve, I don't know if he was Republican or Democrat, because if he was Republican, you'd be pissed off right now.
I don't care if he's doing stupid stuff. Send him to jail. I don't care which side.
I don't know what he was doing though. What did he do? Does anyone know? And in the chat, does anybody know what the senator did? I don't know what senator it was. All I seen was him handcuffed and his kind of ICE was bending one of his legs backwards. It was hilarious.
I'm gonna guess that at minimum the charge is obstructing governmental administration. If he was interfering with the arrest of somebody else, he goes. That's the way it would have been. When I was working, you get in the way of us doing our lawful job, you get one. And by the way, as an aside, this morning in Brooklyn, 11 patrol cars were set on fire in a police parking lot.
Yeah, I saw that.
In a police parking lot.
In a police parking lot. And they recovered explosives that failed to go off. So... yeah, it's going to be a long, hot summer, folks.
Yes, it will be.
Oh, those poor victims who are protesting peacefully.
Well,
did you see one of those guys that, like, it wasn't even a cop. It was just some random dude came up and literally just, I mean, like, not hog-tied, but what is it where you take the cow and just go boom, like just body slam him or something.
The
Basically,
body
he just suplexed the guy from behind.
Hey, honey, my wife's an ex. You never met. My wife grew up on a cattle farm. She used to kowtow and do all kinds of crazy shit. Tina, what is that called when you take the cow and slam him on the ground?
It's right before you tie him up.
Yeah,
right before you tie him up, basically.
Yeah. Okay, everyone basically is reporting Death Angel Shadow, Tabletop Tap Room, and also Elk Antioch. He pretty much basically interrupted a conference for Homeland Secretary. You know what? Democrat, Republican, I don't give a shit who you are. If you want to be a dumb numbskull like that and you want to do that, then I guess you deserve to be thrown on the ground.
You pay the price. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, and that's what it comes down to. And I don't think that is a political stand on either side.
No,
right? I mean, when I was working, so she's a rookie. Lots of protests, and you know what? Some of those protests were against us, the cops.
Yeah.
And we were there to protect the rights of the protesters, so long as they weren't committing crimes. Once they started committing crimes, then you've changed the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is interesting. This is Death Angel Shadow says this. He didn't identify himself as a U.S. Senator, nor was he wearing credentials. This is not an attack on you, Death Angel Shadow, by the way. I'm just making a generalized statement. I don't care if he had a sign above his head with security going, I'm a U.S. Senator. You aren't any better than me or anyone else.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't be able to, especially the Department of Homeland Security Secretary giving a press conference, what type of anal retentive moronic idiot doesn't realize he's going to have a hell of a lot of security? And that goes into the arrogance of a lot of these U.S. senators and people. They think they're above the law.
Yeah, and that goes across the party. Okay?
Yeah,
we're not being partisan when we say that. There are, and I've seen it, and we're seeing it. Senators, representatives that are like, don't you know who I am? And yes, I spent a large part of my my career as a cop dealing with the don't you know who I am? I go, yeah, you're a person that's got in my face for no legitimate reason. Please step back.
Well, in Tabletop Tap Room, Tom says, Chuck Schumer decried the senator being manhandled, so I can guess his party affiliation. Probably, but this is the whole point here. And this makes a really good point, is it really doesn't matter his affiliation. And that right there, and I agree with Tom on this. I agree with one thing, I'm going to say it like this, is between me, Tom, Eric, and Steve, we pretty much cover the political spectrum in our baselines. And we all know and respect each other's basic political beliefs. But I'm going to say something that is this. Whether you are Republican or Democrat, okay, A, you should follow the fucking law. B, you should, if you're going to represent the United States of America, party, doesn't matter. You're a representative of
the U.S. You're an American first. You're a Democrat, Republican
second.
Yeah, don't be an asshole first, okay? How about that?
and you have an obligation, in my opinion, to act accordingly. And that's part of the problem that we have in Congress is there's too much party politics.
Right.
And they're using it against us.
Right. And if you break the law, I don't care if you're senator, president, whoever, if you break the law, you're going to jail, period.
Yeah.
Or at least you should.
I mean, what surprised, it shouldn't have surprised me, is when we had that Republican congressman out from Long Island, the one that was a pathological liar.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're talking about the one who's going to prison.
Yes.
What was his name?
I don't know, because he used a fake name at some point too. But I was actually pleasantly surprised that the majority of Republicans were behind reprimanding him and removing him.
Mendez or whatever his name was.
No, it's not Mendez. Mendez was another one that got 11 years.
That was taking bribes. Mm-hmm. We got there's dirt on both sides of the aisle, folks. Don't ever delude yourself. Okay, if you find an honest politician, I don't care what party they are, love them and cherish them. Treat them like Bugs Bunny treating his Munster George, and love and protect them.
Yeah,
because they're rare.
Because they are
Santos.
Santos.
Santos,
Yes.
yes.
Santos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're actually kicking him out. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Because usually party trumps all. I mean, it's disgusting. It is sad,
Oh,
but
was Santos the one that attacked the DHS guy? And
No, Santos is the one, Steve. What he did was, and this is just like a brief overview. There's
just
a lot
part
more.
of it.
He lied about his family being in the Holocaust.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
He took money from like crowdfunding and such.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Lied about his degrees in like this is the part that gets me. What is politics 101? If I am running against Eric Tenkar for a Senate seat in New York, what is Eric and me going to do to each other? We're going to go do thorough background and vetting on everything we each said.
Wait. So you're not going to assume that I'm married to an 80-year-old woman?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And I'm not going to assume that because you're basically sucking up to a certain game guru guy who people like, that you're going to get $10 million from an anonymous company that you're suing because they sent you a C&D.
But Santos would be behind that. There you go. Now I understand. Oh man.
Yeah. Well,
the first cousin of Whitman.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's also the one lady. I think it was out in Chicago. She decked. It was either DHS or ICE agent, and then they're gonna throw her in jail for 17 years. They're saying.
Well, first off, nobody gets to. If she even goes to trial, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
And she didn't deck anyone. She did put her hands on it. It would technically it's an assault because it's a law enforcement agent. If it was a civilian, we would probably consider it to be two assholes being assholes to each other. I mean, honestly, but because they were they were doing their job at the time, she upped the charges. But again, this is all pure stupidity. Mm-hmm. When a politician gets arrested and it's not for corruption, it's generally for stupidity. Okay?
Or messing with little kids.
Yes.
Well, yeah, all right. And that also goes across party lines. What a fucking surprise. What a surprise.
Well, Tabletop Tap Room brings up something interesting. I'm highlighting this for a reason. The guy's name is George Anthony DeVolder Santos. You know what? Why does it not surprise me that he has a somewhere in his thing that sounds like Beholder? Like it has one big eye and it kills things. That's about the only thing that kind of like makes sense with this guy.
Oh my God.
And then Table says, never trust an asshole with 4 names.
There you go. Amen.
Elkham Antioch says, not that Jewish is weird, but he claimed that's the whole. What he did is it's almost like he was like, oh, Eric's a cop. You know, my father was ex-law enforcement. Oh, yeah. Steve is into computers. My brother is a programmer. He was kind of like vibing to people, sort of like what a certain failed bankrupt game publisher out of North Carolina does.
I know how to make you love me. Come on,
Tenkar for president.
Love me. I don't know that
we don't want me for president. Holy shit. I
voted for a cat one time.
For president. No, thank you.
Yeah. Here, let me.
Tenkar for president.
Come on, dang it!
No,
yeah, you just sent me that one.
Yeah, I did. I actually made this for Steve back in what 2007 or 8.
Yeah, it was 2016.
No, it wasn't 2016.
Yeah, because it was during the first Trump.
No,
presidency.
It was for the Obama one.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was for Trump.
No. Okay, he's back. Let's try this.
And away he goes.
9. All right, Tom. Now that you're back, it seems that Tom got his computer and everything fixed. So basically, what we're talking about is we're talking.
I I knew that was going to happen. Well, while he's away, let me let's see here.
You're in charge at the bottom level.
Tom, we're going to figure this out after the live stream. You and you'll sit down and we'll get it. Okay.
You guys see that now?
Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta find.
What are we looking for?
Hold on a minute. I gotta
I'm supposed to have shared it.
I made this for Steve. Basically, what it is
that's the one right there. Yep.
Hold on a minute. Let's see if we can do this. There.
Hemi.
That's Steve's cat, Hemi. And it was back when all the bullshit was going on between all the BS. And I said, you know what? Steve's cat's a better president nominee than anybody else. I made this for Steve.
Mm-hmm. So
there we go. I thought it was cute. Everybody's supposed to think it's cute. Now I'm hurt.
How cute was it?
Death Angel Shadow says she was indicted, but I heard you can indict a ham sandwich.
No, it needs to be pastrami on rye.
Glenn, how you doing, my friend? Gods. Glenn, real quick, while I got you on live here in front of everybody, drop me via PM your email, and I'll send you a PDF copy of Gangbusters. Also, as a quick update to everybody for Gangbusters, just so you guys know, PDFs have all went out. We're getting some really positive feedback. However, a few people caught some minor stuff. So we're going to go ahead and this weekend, we are fixing the PDF. So when we do the print copies now, everything's all fixed and everything's good. And we got a glowing review by Mark Akers. He called it, and I quote, one of the best redos of a role-playing game I have ever had the pleasure of reading. Mark did a great job. And Mark did a good job on it. So
how old was the original Gangbusters?
Oh, God. Original Gangbusters was published, what, 81, Eric?
Definitely the first half of the 80s.
Yeah.
Because I know a friend in high school had it, and I graduated in 85, so I'd have to do my Google flu.
Death Angel Shadow says, I think Santos tried to play the LGBT card. He is openly gay, by the way. That is true. So
82.
He tried to manipulate it. But yeah, he tried to manipulate the fact. He's just a piece of trash. He'll enjoy prison. They'll like him in there.
Oh, he'll have a grand old time in there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a grand old time.
Scott Mulder says, politics, bonuses for charisma, penalties for wisdom, intelligence, low constitution, typically questionable spine, or lack thereof.
Yes, exactly.
Tabletop Tackworm, he was back in New York minute. That's actually
just like that, he were gone.
Who's hitting the yeet button? Hey, we're not talking about the Puffy Daddy, whatever his name is, trial.
No. That I don't have the constitution to make it through that, because you listen to about 10 minutes of that and you're like, there's not enough Skell gel / hand sanitizer to cleanse the filth off my body just from listening to.
I want to say something about the man in chat right now, Glenn Hallstrom. Glenn Hallstrom sent me like a little 30 to 45 second advert for Gangbusters where he's talking. This is probably one of the coolest things, and I am not just saying this to kiss his ass in public. I am saying this truthfully. It is actually going into a video advert for Gangbusters. That man right there has the voice, and that voice talent must be his theater background. He knocked it out of the freaking ballpark talking about Gangbusters, and we're going to be doing an adventure pack that's going to be covering the advert that he did. Glenn, thank you very much, by the way. Hats off to you, my friend. You did an excellent job on that. And I actually want to hire you and pay you to do some other adverts for Gangbusters, if you will. We will talk about that when available this weekend. So springtime for Whitman.
In Germany.
I was about to say, anybody catching the reference? 1936 Germany, springtime for whatever. Are the character sheets up yet? Glenn, no, but this is what I'm going to do because people need them for the game. When the new Wizard Tower publishing website's up this weekend, we are going to be having free downloads. We actually put a screenshot of it. We're giving away for free on the website Gangbusters player character record sheets, OD&D, BECME, and also AD&D player character record sheets will be free for download. So you can download them as free. But what I will go ahead and do is I'm going to do a Dropbox tonight, and I'll post that in the Gangbusters group so people can download the character record sheets right now. Is that okay, or anyone have a better idea? But I was thinking that's the quickest way of getting people down.
Sounds good.
That was written by Mark. It was written by Mark, but you voiced it. And oh my God, the typing in the background and just the way we're going to need a mop. It's like, oh my God, you had me rolling. And then glad you liked it. Yes, we did. Yes, we will do that then. Death Angel Shadow said that Diddy trial is nasty. I watch Joe from Good Logic all the time. He got New York City press. I'm going to give him just a second. Press conference and doing videos and talk about the stream. But you know what? That trial was destined to be. That was going to make the whole trial between that lady and what's his name who did Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp.
Oh my God. Amber Heard
and Johnny Depp's trial is minor compared to this. I mean, crapping in a person's bed because you're mad at them is minor compared to what I've heard some of the stuff that's going on.
I had a cat that would do that, by the way.
He's back.
And he's gone again.
Welcome.
What you're
Hold
saying?
on, man. Where's the button to? How do I boot guest on this? Where's the button at?
Well, I finally got Firefox installed, and we're trying.
Good. So he's got something going on his computer. Tom. We'll figure this out after the show. Let's just we'll sit down and get it worked out. You got something going on with your thing. What's that?
Nothing. I'm having deja vu from last night.
Oh yeah. From history. Yeah, there's some like weird stuff. Like I've heard, like I guess, from there's a rumor now that I guess Justin Bieber is going to be testifying. No, this is serious. No joke. I mean, look, joke all you want about Bieber, but there's allegations that he raped that when he was a boy, and that's serious. Yep. That's bad shit. Like Bieber or not, nobody deserves that man as a kid.
The Beeb.
And people are making fun of it online and thinking it's funny. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say something. If you think Justin Bieber being raped as a young child is funny, just leave our stream right now and don't come back. You're not welcome, man, because that's just not right, man. Good Logic has been an audience every day. Hey, Death Angel Shadow, drop a link to it in chat here. I'd love to check out his channel.
He probably can't. Because
in chat, can't you drop a link just in chat like you're making a comment?
No, by default, it's set to not allow that. Because otherwise, the purveyors of prawn will hit your channel up with links. So you're going to have to hit us on social media, either the book.
Drop me an email right there. Death Angel Shadow. Right. And I'll go ahead and because I want to. Sounds like he's really following it to a good thing.
Yeah, like Don, you can drop links.
Okay, so when he does it to me, I'll drop a link to it there. So drop me an email right now, Death Angel. DM Angelo, how you doing, my friend? I think you're a new viewer. I don't recall seeing you before.
By the way, since we're on
recent supporter of the tavern, by the way. So DM Angelo,
good to you.
Yeah, since we're on the subject of politics, I just got pinged in that Israel's bombing the crap out of Iran right now.
They said they were going to do it.
I had heard it right before we went live from a friend that they heard a rumor that Israel was in the air, but
yeah, they're bombing them into the Stone Age right now.
You know what the people don't get? Okay, whether you like Israel or hate Israel, there's one thing that Israel is. If you fuck with them, they're going to fuck with you back.
Mm-hmm. They're consistent about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scamber Turd. Oh yeah, she really did some shitty stuff. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Amber, Satine.
Oh God! I'm afraid to even go. I'm even afraid.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw this for the first time in history. Eric Tenkar from Tenkar's Tavern is speechless.
Shush! Shush! Don't let it get out. Don't let it get out. It'll ruin my reputation.
Death Angel Cat didn't like you at Tenkar's Tavern. Windows updates. Info at wizardtowergames.com. Only mods can, Death Angel says. Okay, gotcha. You can make him a mod. You can drop links. Gotcha there. Not surprising. Tabletop Taproom says, I used to ask people who they would rather be stranded on an island with. Kanye West or Justin Bieber, and always people said Justin. Absolutely. Can you imagine being stranded on a desert island with Kanye West? I mean,
yeah. There is something seriously wrong with that guy.
So basically, real quick, because their enemies only understood apocalyptic force. Oops, crap. Hold on. Death Angel Shadow says, Phoenix? I didn't say a word. I just said Satine. I didn't say any last names. But it's weird how you put that together. I think see, people know.
There's not too many people named Satine.
People know. What happened to magic cards? Okay, RPG Grandma. Real quick. About 2 years ago at Gen Con, 2 fine young gentlemen of the collector sort stole $300,000 of magic cards. Literally.
And by the way, it was such a high-tech theft. They literally just got one of those like flats with wheels, put everything on it, and just said,
wheeled it out. I mean, literally went through every single camera, wasn't worried about covering themselves up. So they were like really high-tech, smart guys.
Yes.
So basically, RPG Grandma, what happened was this. Of course, it was reported. It went wild on the news, and they got caught. Well, here it is 2 years later. One of them has entered a plea bargain, basically agreed to an apology letter, 40 hours community service, 2 years of probation, and agreed to pay $27,000 back in costs. The other guy is taking it to trial. So guess who's going to prison and guess who's not?
Yep.
Because if you take it to trial, they're going to put him in prison. Tabletop Tapper says most people felt Justin would be at least collect wood for a fire, or Kanye would be bitch, get me some food. Yeah. We fall for guilt by word association. Well, that's the American way, isn't it? Satine Phoenix back page. Don't know. I didn't mention any last name. Let's see here. Unless you're talking about Satine and Sabine from Star Wars Clone Wars, could be. Never know. RPG Grandma. Yeah, it was $300,000. That was these guys literally like loaded up 2 carts. I mean, this is like carts full of cases of. It was like, wasn't there a new release? It was the new release too. Eric?
What was that? Sorry.
Nothing. Never mind. Eric, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, no. They got my PMs are going crazy, and everything is like people telling me.
Why is everybody bugging you? It's 8 o'clock. It's
because they got to tell me about Israel, and it's like.
Oh, okay.
So,
how? Like, well, I'm not surprised.
Thank you. Clock is ticking. The first take the deal wins. Well, too late. They already took the deal and they won. And then basically this is the link. Copy, paste, and gentlemen, ladies, other types, here is the link for Good Logic.
There you
go. This is the voila. So it's in the chat, people. RPG Guy says, wow, not smart guys. Yeah, they didn't even try, like, this wasn't even attempted to be covered up. They didn't wear masks, nothing. They just kind of like.
And you got to think about it in today's day and age, right? Every protester is, I'm sorry, I got a cold. I got to wear my N95 or my chin diaper. These jackasses are like, oh, they wouldn't have cameras back here. Wave to the camera.
At Gen Con.
At Gen Con. wear your company shirt. One of them wore like their
Yeah.
company shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of excuse do you use? Like, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. I thought they were our cards. They're not our cards. You got the wrong flat. Oh my God, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Well, Mulder's right. They're going to roll. And by the way, RPG Grandma, just to let you know, I wonder how much Black Lotus I have from the old collector's edition is worth now. Just to let you know, I actually saw a video on current values of Black Lotuses not even 2 days ago. You probably have a minimum of $55,000, depending on condition, upwards of $500,000
Yikes.
for a card, a piece of cardboard.
damn.
So if you want to pay off your mortgage, you got a Black Lotus in decent condition. Now's the time to liquidate that thing because
I should have held on to my beta cards. I thought I made a killing when I flipped over my cards for like, I don't know, like $750 when I was on the police academy, and I was like, I gotta buy uniforms.
Yeah.
No, I should have stayed with those beta cards. Damn it.
Criminals are stupid mostly. You know what the problem is with people who commit crimes normally are? Is, you know what? It's not the guy who does it and gets caught and says, oh man, I messed up. I regret what I did. I'm going to go ahead and change. It's the people who keep doing it, and it's not really their fault. Let me tell you the reason why. It's the court's fault because you get people that keep doing it, and what do they get? They get probation, then probation, then probation.
And a slap on the wrist, and that's it.
You know what? Fine. Give somebody a chance. First-time offender, as long as it's nothing sexual or violent or anything crazy like that, fine. Do the probation thing. But I guarantee if that guy, while on probation, stole more magic cards and was caught, I'll bet you he'd be lucky if he got 30 days in jail. What do you think, Eric, as an ex-police officer?
Today, in most jurisdictions, or at least in...
They don't want to.
They don't want to incarcerate people. Yeah. They don't want a negative experience with the justice system. So there is very little in some states, not all states, but in some states there is very little incentive not to be a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say it that way.
Really do bad things.
Yeah, it's what you're saying because
really have to harm somebody.
And even then, because we have
violate a probation.
We have people in New York City that have been like 78 priors. Well, no bail, let them out again. It's a revolving justice.
I don't get. I mean, I do not see how a judge can sit on the stand and have somebody in front of him.
It's not the judge. It's state law. It's the Assembly and the Senate. And I'm gonna throw this out there for folks. When you have in any state, especially when you have one party, Democrat or Republican, controlling the legislature and the executive office with supermajorities. Okay, thank God in the federal level we don't have a supermajority. But when you have states that have supermajorities of either party, that's when you get pushed in these extreme laws, whether they are too far on the right or too far on the left, that sane people go, what the? I didn't vote for this. And that's when the wheels come off. So I'm always an advocate for split government when it comes to the parties.
Well, Michigan has a thing called truth in sentencing. And what Michigan does is this, like New York has good time, doesn't it? So like if you're going to prison, you get so much time off if you're a good boy, right?
Right.
Okay, in Michigan, they don't. So like in Michigan, if you get like 3 to 5 years, before you're even eligible for parole, you have to do the 3 years. But Michigan is notorious for something else, though. They actually tend to give parole to people who violate the rules in prison and who have extensive records than they do for people. You're more apt to get parole if you are a piece of shit in prison and violate the rules and cause problems and you have a lot of priors than if you are somebody who follows all the rules and you do what you're supposed to, because they want to oil the cogs. They want to keep
We don't want
door
these assholes causing
flying.
trouble. It makes our numbers look bad. Oh my
Exactly.
god! We don't want. And believe me, I worked in the 401 precinct, which is where Rikers crimes, if crime on Rikers was counted in the precinct, even though you had no control over it. And it was weird watching, like, oh, all right, you're gonna have to make arrests on appointment from Rikers. You got to hold off on those processing those arrests because our numbers are too high this week.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What the hell is an arrest by appointment?
They were already in custody, right? So, yes, you assaulted a corrections officer, but we're not going to process that arrest for another week because crime is up in the 4-1 and you're going to hurt the crime stats.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm not kidding. I am not kidding.
I believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tabletop Taproom says, if you get away with it once, you try to do it again. I mouthed off to my dad about my mom, and next thing I knew, I was off the floor with my back against the freezer. My brother one time in front of my dad called my mom a fucking bitch because he was mad. My dad knocked my brother clean on his ass. And I mean, I'm talking about like that. Guess who never called my mom that again?
There you go.
But if my dad didn't do it, my brother would have done it again and again and again. That's why I'm not anti-punishment. I'm not soft on crime. I'm not hard on crime. But I really think that there are certain types of crimes deserve no quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Rapists, child molesters, murderers, people who harm the elderly, you should get no quarter, no break. Minor crimes, fine, give them some probation, do it. But if they violate again, put them in frickin' jail. That's what jail cells are for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sorry, but it's just true. Mulder goes, I hear a Whitman card is worth $86K if you can catch it.
It's Monopoly money. Don't worry about it.
Wah, wah, wah.
You can get it in
for those
pencil
of you who
dice.
don't realize,
86,000 pencil dice.
if you guys go to the vlog of many things, if you look at our video history, we actually interviewed Mr. Whitman.
Oh yeah,
It was quite the interview.
I'm sure he's looking to come back.
For some reason, he doesn't want to come back, and I've even offered to do a follow-up video with him. I don't know why. I heard you were mean to him, Eric.
I told him to shut up. I tell a lot of people to shut up, but not like I tell Ken.
It was hilarious. So that's a video you guys need to watch.
It was good, folks. It was good.
Tom says, I never mouthed off about mom or dad ever again like that. No, you don't, because what you did is you learned a little bit of respect, and sometimes respect is via the back of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh yeah, I got
back mana burn. Okay, for those of you who don't know, what is mana burn? I don't play Magic. I have never played a game of Magic in my life.
Couldn't tell you because I never understood the rules. So there.
Anyone? What is mana burn? What does it do? Is it? I take it it's like good stuff. Don't know. Tabletop Taproom says, sadly, one party here in Maine is off the rails and the other couldn't get its act together to pour piss out of a boot with instructions on it. Boy, that's like an old-fashioned. That's like something my grandfather would say. Son, I couldn't pour piss out of a boot if you had instructions on the broken heels.
There you go.
Massage the crime stats.
So, real quick, the solution to that was we were the only command in the city that published two weekly crime stat numbers, one with Rikers and one without.
Eric, you have a question?
Yes, you get a criminal charge. That's assuming that anybody gets caught for it.
Or if the prisoner really wants to tattle on the fellow prisoners because he doesn't want to end up in the shower bent over with bar of soap up his ass.
Right. Usually, a lot of this becomes the I did not see nothing. Did not see nothing.
I see nothing. I hear nothing. I want my butthole to stay intact.
Yeah. It isn't honor amongst thieves. It is survival.
Real quick, Death Angel says Miss Death tells me to shut up all the time. That, by the way, that's an authorization that women get with their marriage license. RPG Grandma says my son in high school kept hitting me till one day he tried doing a flying jump kick at me in a room with a wood subfloor, no furniture and carpet. So he learned I knew martial arts. He cried. Good for you, RPG Grandma. Sometimes a little bit of attitude adjustment is in order.
Yep.
Death Angel says, I'm with you, Don. Never get addicted to cardboard crack. It's not that's the thing with me is I just never got into the game. I was a D&D guy just straight through, man. I'm gonna be honest, I was D&D. Dungeons and Dragons, man. And that's expensive enough. I'm taking mana is fuel. Yeah, I knew that mana was the power because we're actually doing a game called Realms where we use elements as power, but so it's some type of way to destroy your opponent's mana drain or something.
So it honestly sounds like a way to just use up mana in a hurry.
Okay, so basically with no mana you can't activate any of your cards, but I thought that's what lands are for. Don't know. See, that's how much I know about Magic the Gathering. RPG Grandma. He then tried to slam dancing his disabled father. That didn't go well either. He got laughed at by a bunch of old guys. Yeah. Death Angel. Yeah, she also tells you what's hers is hers and what's mine is hers. Well, I mean, hey,
he's not wrong.
I learned in my marriage with my wife is I smile, and I just basically love my wife, and I love my wife to death. I'm not afraid to admit it. Glenn Hallstrom says, 1 land, 1 mana. RPG Grandma says, if you activate too much mana, it damages you, so it's more tactical. Eric, you're right. It's a complicated game.
Yeah. Too much for me. I like the art. I was tempted. None of the people in my gaming group wanted to play it. They were all like, this is stupid but beautiful. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's stupid but beautiful.
Gotcha. Okay, so basically it's a lot of stuff to do with lands and mana and all that. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I'll just say I do to sound impressive. But oh well. So what else is in the news, ladies and gentlemen, germs tonight? We've got
Air India fell out of the air.
Air India crashed. We had
They were the survivor.
Yeah, a British guy survived.
God bless. Holy shit.
Yes. From
what I understand, they lost power just after taking off and didn't have enough to stay in the air.
Yeah, but weren't they now saying that they're not sure if it's a bird strike with power or whether it was a lack of using flaps?
That they haven't said yet that I know of.
They were showing a video where it was taking off. They actually have kind of like from the back end. And I guess now some experts were saying, wait a minute, I can't tell if they're using their proper flaps or not, their ailerons. Don't know. I'm not a pilot, yeah. So what else we got going? Eric, you've got the convention this weekend. What's going on at the convention this weekend? Talk about this convention. Let's help out Roger a little bit here. Okay.
Well, North Texas came in, I think around the final numbers were around like last year's number.
Yeah, give us a report on that.
About 540
how many?
Attendees altogether.
No, for North Texas, how many people showed up?
540.
Oh, nice.
By the way, North Texas is started selling tickets for next year through the month of July. There's discounts. The tickets are $110, $105. If you get them now, they're $85.
But that's for the entire weekend.
Right, and it actually kicks off Wednesday afternoon now.
Okay, look.
But people were arriving on Tuesday and started gaming.
Yeah, but wasn't the post I seen today on their site that they're doing the pre-sale tickets now and they're selling so well that at this rate they'll probably be sold out by the end of the year?
Yeah, they've been selling out. And here's the thing, folks. They allow walk-ups, all right? And the idea is that when they're capping at 500, most of their walk-ups were people who were emailing going, holy shit, you guys sold out, I can't buy a badge. So now the idea is sell more badges up front, less walk-ups, which means it's going to be easier to get into games because you need a badge pre-registered to register for games.
But isn't that risky? Because what happens if, let's say, like as an example, someone at the last minute says, you know what, let's drive down to Texas and let's go see it, and you drive all the way down there. I mean, are they going to have a cap, or is it pretty much if you show
They
up?
haven't had to have a hard cap on. A hard cap is on the pre-sales. They haven't had to have a hard cap yet on the walk-ups. Yeah, Glenn, you're gonna have to look at the site, man. There is a discount, so it went live. It went live during the show last night when we had Gary on. I saw so many people, but what I really found interesting was the number of people that came up and said, "I found out about North Texas by watching your channel." And it's not that we do a hard sell. We just talk about it naturally because it's something that we enjoy going to.
Well, it's like us, and we're talking about it. I run a con, and I'm telling people buy North Texas RPG tickets. You know, I don't mind helping out a fellow convention. They are bad. Mike does it, and he does it right.
Oh my God, him and Gary and the staff are awesome, and it was great because I had one person. They get food trucks. I'm at one of the food trucks waiting on my food, and somebody comes up and goes, "Oh, I just wanted to thank you." I go, "For what?" Well, last year I was a walk-up. This year I pre-registered and I brought friends from my gaming group with me. So this is technically year 2 for me. But again, it's because of watching your show. So hopefully we can do the same for WizardCon. We'll watch the live streams, watch Don's channel, watch my channel, watch Tom's channel when Tom's not having computer issues. And you'll hear about the fun that we have. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can meet anybody on the screen at a convention. We're not going to turn you away. We're not going to walk away from you. We're happy to talk with you because you're part of our community. That's why I go to cons. I'm going to go to Central New York Con, leaving tomorrow. I am looking forward to seeing people that I don't get to see at North Texas or at WizardCon or at TotalCon or at Page or at ShireCon. I want to meet different people. That to me is the excitement of going to a convention. So
well, real quick, that's the reason why as somebody who is doing a second-year convention now, we finally got the proverbial convention cherry pop, as Jim Wampler called it, and I don't mind pushing other conventions like Rogers, this weekend's convention, or Bad Mike's. The reason why is it's all about community, folks.
right.
There's nothing wrong with one convention saying go to their convention too.
Right. It's not a zero sum. And by the way, just what the Oka saying. By the way, North Texas has learned that there's about a 10% no-show. So if they sell 500 pre-sale badges, somewhere around 50 badges will not show up. And by the way, if you let Gary know you're not going to make it, they can roll your badge over a year. So
we are actually going to do that this year because we had a large amount of badges not show up.
Yeah.
So I think that's a courtesy thing.
Yes. Now,
but
go ahead.
We're going to require, though, if you buy a ticket from WizardCon and you cannot make it, either let us know prior to showing up or within a reasonable amount of time afterwards. Hey, I couldn't make it. I had car problems. I had someone, and we will roll over your badge. But if you don't let us know, then we're not going to be able to do that because we just can't infinitely hold badges.
Right, but on top of that, and I'm going to throw this out there for you.
Yeah,
folks,
go ahead.
And you should let the con know if you can't make it, especially if you're running games or registered playing games. If you know you're not going to make it, let them know. It's a courtesy, so that way they can go, oh well, 10 cards game was all booked up, but now 2 people couldn't make it. There's 2 open slots that we can now allow people to play in, as opposed to just going, oh, all right, there's an empty chair at the table, but that person might show up in 15 minutes. No, they never made the drive in the first place. They're not running late. They're not there.
Well, also what we're going to do here at WizardCon, I think Bad Mike does it. Eric, you might want to clarify. And that is, and this is courtesy of Eric. The idea you gave us the idea to do this next year, and that is, if we have a GM not showing up for his games or her games, no matter what the reason,
Right.
and we have the game is filled up or people are signed up for it, we're going to try our best to have GMs kind of like on the side that will fill in and run the game.
Right.
If we can get someone to do it. Not guaranteed, but we're going to try our best.
And usually, like, North Texas has had games canceled, but generally not last moment. Usually they know before the day. It's like, oh, so and so family illness, so and so death in the family. GM couldn't make it. They announce it. That is common effing courtesy.
Yes.
If you're not willing to do that, personally, I think if you're GM and you don't tell the con you're not going to make it, I think you should be disinvited. You should be banned. I don't believe in banning people.
We have one. I hate to be mean like this, but we have one individual we have an Excel spreadsheet. There's only one name on it. And this is an individual that signed up for several games. We have even their IP address. And so if they try signing up under different names, we got them. They're never going to step foot in our convention again because they caused havoc at WizardCon. We had a lot of not mad at us. The gamers at WizardCon were so flippin' awesome and understanding. But this person left a lot of people out in the cold, man. And that's not fair to the gamers, man. I hate that because there's people there wanting a game and have fun. And because you can't give a courtesy and say, hey, I can't make it, something happened. Yeah. It's just an email, folks. Send an email. Don't got to be detailed. Just say, emergency happened. I don't even know the emergency.
Yeah. Unscripted and Unchained. Are you going to be up at Central New York Con? Hopefully I'll see you this weekend.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Death Angels is the equivalent of Hammerheads or Hamfest each of the Thursdays last month. Yeah. It's just a matter of just courtesy, man. Scott Muller says, I'll ship my game materials either down or venue for next year's Wisconsin to fill them for beds and GMs. Yeah, and that's the thing. Scott Mulder is going to be there next year. Scott Mulder is going to be a major, major part of the convention this time again, but he's going to actually be kind of like the volunteer coordinator too. So he's going to be the man that's going to really be like in control of the volunteers and helping out and doing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and I say it and I say it again, Scott Mulder was just an absolute rock star of a help at WizardCon. Can't say enough about him.
Yeah, which is good because the hotel was a bunch of douchebags.
Hotel was really big douchebags. Yeah, exactly. Don't leave them on the cold. It's not cool. It's bogus. Big time. Agreed.
TXG, thank you for becoming a minion. I appreciate it.
Actually, attending some cons. I don't know where to start. Any recommendations? Coochie 245. I am biased. Eric, I'll leave it to you. Eric, what do you suggest? Coochie, real quick, where are you from? Let's start from there. Maybe that can help us out a little bit here. So you let us know where you're from, and then we can
give us a geographical area because I like to drive to my conventions. Yeah. I fly to North Texas. It's the one con I will go to that I will fly to. Yeah. I will never miss. It is hands down what I judge other cons. North Texas sets the bar. Other cons get compared to it. Yes. Gary Con is a bucket list. Go once. Yes. I don't have to go again. I'm going to say that. ShyCon in Connecticut in September. Nice small little con. Only disadvantages, it's not in a hotel. So you're going to have to get an Airbnb, a bed and breakfast, something like that. But it's nice, about 125, 150 people.
Nice little intimate convention.
Yes. Page out in the Philadelphia area in early January.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Oh, real quick, Richmond, Virginia. So he's right in prime convention territory.
You're East Coast. So Page isn't too far a drive from you. They got 2 hotels that are associated with the venue, but with Page, you have to drive because you have to go from the hotels to the venue, which is a
Yeah.
convention center. TotalCon. TotalCon's a bit of a drive for you, but you can do it. That is February up in Marlborough, Massachusetts. It has a feeling similar to North Texas. It's about 1,100 people. We got WizardCon. WizardCon is in April. That's up in Michigan. Its first year was this year. Next year's gonna be year 2. Bigger, better. That's Don's Con. North Texas. Rachel Marsh, Steve Marsh from the TSR originals. I've seen Rachel grow up, and she was telling Rach and I, "This is where I come to see all my aunts and my uncles and my cousins." This is my family reunion. Central New York Con up in Utica, New York. So there are a number. Game Hall, if you're willing to fly to it, out in Madison, is spectacular. Spectacular. Runs like clockwork. So there's a lot of good stuff. I don't know much immediately in your area, but I am sure there are some. Go to tabletop events, and you can look and see what's out there. Rising Phoenix in April in Massachusetts as well. That is true.
Yep. Also, real quick, for those of you who are subscribing to channels, if you subscribe to the Vlog of Many Things, as an example, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the channel. If we get up to 500 subscribers, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start doing giveaways of Wizard Tower Games product. Like as an example, we'll do like random, like Eric, you'll have to show me how to do it again, but where you can put all the names in a randomizer and it kind of goes live. You did that before.
Well, I did, but that was using StreamYard. Restream doesn't have such, but we can figure something out. Give me a little time. I'll figure it out. So, all right, folks, I have to run because I got to go to my Discord.
Yep.
Normally Tom would like pick up the slack, but Steve, you're gonna have to pick up my slack and Tom's slack. Oh my God!
Yeah, darn slacker.
So, but tell you what, Eric, thank you for tonight. Eric actually goes to the to his Discord. He has the speakeasy where people can just sit down, chill, chat, and everything.
Yep, it's very relaxing. I'm sure the topic of discussion will be current events tonight.
Probably.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I'll see some of you there. But otherwise, if you're at Central New York Con, find me, find Rach. I'll be there tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Safe travels.
Thank you, gentlemen.
See ya.
All right, guys. And everybody else, thank you for tuning in tonight. I think we're going to probably cut it, me and Steve. We got just bits and pieces. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Just as a side note, for tabletop events, there's going to be an alternative website where you can sign up for conventions and set up your own convention. And it's not going to be as problematic or issue laden as tabletop events is. But everybody else, thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Don.
And this is
Mr. Lake
Steve.
is down below. We will talk to you guys all later. Again, Central New York Con is this weekend. But have fun, enjoy your gaming, and we're going to be doing our live game after next weekend. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Talk to you guys later. And this is Don.